Right, so porn and no fap. Essentially, kind of, we live in a digital age, a digital era where, unfortunately, value, at least for one gender men, can be amassed immensely if you have eyeballs. So, if a man has eyeballs, those can be used against him unless he's very aware of his eyeballs. Those can be used inherently against him, especially through the digital age, because it's very easy through light waves and wireless technology, Ethernet, the internet. Some people want to call it the internet, but because I work in IT and I build out these things, I'm very conscious of how these technologies work, and these glass screens are more of a hindrance and a hurt because they transfer ideas from using the laws of physics from one space-time to another space almost at the same time, and they actually store infinitely in time. So these glass screens in our pockets have a built-up of these databases and images that are constantly available 24/7 to take in ideas from this into our eyeballs. So because this is an absolute problem, there have been solutions made, and some of them call them No Fap, which is like a movement, which is like a slang term that I think came from like 4chan, like one of these weird web forums way back in the day, and it kind of has stuck because unless you are aware of the issue, you don't know what No Fap means. So it's really kind of a way to be somewhat discretionary, but you first have to even know that there's an existing problem to understand what somebody's talking about when they say this No Fap. And a lot of it helps restore the power to the human mind through hardening the mental by reducing and getting rid of pleasure. So you can never become stronger when you're indulging in another person's body or in pleasure. Okay, so when you're indulging in a piece of cake, you're never going to be somebody who is mentally strong and eventually physically strong. You'll never get that because you're somebody who's indulging themselves in their sentence. And food is an absolute drug. I mean, if you don't know that, you've never obviously gotten emotional and eaten because of it. Emotions are absolutely subverted by direct food on the tongue, right? So the tongue can become the problem quite quickly when it goes untethered, and you will have to re-break it, i.e. it's not eating. Like when you have a problem with food, or you need to make a dietary change or eat less, the focus is not eating. The focus is not eating. It's like, don't put anything in your mouth. That's how you fix a dietary food overeating, getting too fat problem. It's not like, okay, well, what do I eat? That's literally the wrong thinking. It's, I don't eat. You say, I quit eating. It's not like, now I'm going to eat this. Because guess what you're still doing? You're still creating the caloric surplus. You're still eating. It's far easier to break the tongue and then introduce an apple or banana a day later or 2 days later, when the tongue is now under wraps and good tasting foods taste like candy again, like they should. So a lot of like the No Fap and the porn and stuff, that is an indulging in pleasure problem. And a lot of it can be due to the fact that as being a male gender, right, it is an absolute use of your own eyeballs against you. So until you can shake that victim mentality and go, okay, this is what's going on. My own body part, my own eyes are being turned against me intentionally. And what am I going to do about it? Okay? Hope that helps. Peace.